In a previous video, we modeled a simplified car. However, you're probably thinking right now, this looks kind of boring. Everything's gray, and in fact, if I turn my bridge layer back on, you'll see that everything in the entire scene is gray. So how do we get some more color on this? To answer that, we're going to have to go to our attribute editor. So if I go to my attribute editor, and I select an object, such as the body of my car, you'll see that I have a whole lot of nodes along the top of this. Each of these nodes represent some action that I've done to the car. So for example, this poly split ring 5 was probably where we were inserting edge loops. I'll show you how to clear these out a little later, but right now I'm going to go all the way to the end of this list until I get to Lambert 1. Lambert 1 is the material that has been applied to this car. Lambert 1 is actually the default material that exists when you first start Maya. This allows you to create an object and be able to see it right away, but that means that everything in our scene by default is given the Lambert 1 material. And it's all the same Lambert 1 material. So if I change the color in my Lambert to a dark gray, you'll see everything in my scene changes to that dark gray. If I click on this color rectangle, you'll see it brings up some options for some different colors, and I can change everything to red, but again, now everything is red. So how do we make my car a different color than the bridge? I'm going to undo that and get us back to the gray. So to do this, we have to apply a new material just to the car body. So I'm going to select the car body. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hide my bridge again just so we can focus on the car. I'm going to select the car body, and I'm going to right click on the car body and say assign new material. Now this is going to bring up a list of different types of materials, and I'm just going to click blend. So now you'll see that my car looks a little different. Now I have like a little bit of a highlight here and there. The difference between a blend material and a Lambert material is that blend materials have highlights and reflections. And so if I go to my blend 1 material, you'll see that I can change the color of the car, but the wheels, which still have the Lambert 1 material, will stay gray. So this will allow us to just find some colors that we like, and I'm going to go for something a little softer than that bright red. Maybe give us a little bit of a pink to this car. You'll also notice that I have a few other options in here, such as specular shading. Specular is just a word that refers to the highlights and reflections on our object. So you'll see that if I raise my eccentricity, the highlights get more broad, whereas if I lower the eccentricity, they get sharper. This will allow us to create whatever type of material we want. Again, we'll go into materials a little bit more later. Right now, I just want to put some materials on my vehicle. I'm also going to go ahead and add some different materials to the wheels to make those look like tires. So if I right-click again and assign a new material, this time I can choose a Lambert material. And you'll see the Lambert material doesn't have any options for specular highlights. I can just choose sort of a dark gray material for my wheels.